Even as, even as we sit in our happy little homes, utterly warm and comfortable, many more squat, quite hopeless, on hard-packed dirt floors. Even as we concentrate fully upon our surreal consumption, well over 1 billion live on, unable to afford even the basics. Even as our own health care choices grow ever more costly, others need not pay for that which is not even offered. Even as some of us grow wiser about the food that we eat, some eat the wild animals that can never be replaced. Even as we struggle to manage the tattered remnants of our own forests, many walk miles just to cut and carry their own daily firewood. Even as we spend ever more on our high-tech weapon systems, our greatest enemies cannot afford shoes for their feet. Even as we stand thoughtless in a hot and steamy shower, teenage mothers carry filthy water to their sickly children. Even as we despoil with concrete and bulldozers, others use hand axes, fire, and goats to gain their own advantages. Even as we casually cast our fast food wrappers upon the roads, millions make a crude living by combing through garbage. Even as our loving mothers shepherd children safely inside locked minivans, starving babies suck with empty eyes at dusty and desiccated breasts. Even as we grow bored and find no meaning in our lives, dirty and hungry hordes consider no more than their next meal. Even as our monstrous SUVs thirstily guzzle the dregs of the oil as we drive all alone, they have no power, sewers, running water, cars, or, gasp, even television. Even as we discard decent clothes merely for fashion's fickle sake, others cut their footwear from the remnants of old tires. Even as we indulge in communal Botoxification, infants die in the desert with flies in their eyes. Even as we lavish thousands upon the care of our pets, children in their schools do not get even our used eyeglasses. Even as we prepare to suck the oil from our last wild places, we counsel the less fortunate to leave their own rainforests intact forever. Even as we deplore their sick and irrational religious fanaticism, our cause remains righteous because the one true God is on our side. Even as we imprison them as unlawful combatants, we attack them and kill them quite against the rules that we have invented. Even as we constantly preach about the value of sweet freedom, they must choose to either be with us or be counted among our hated enemies. Even as the tender buds emerge in the gentle rain, the unholy diesel fumes blacken the lungs of our precious children. Even as we grow fatter feedlot style on factory corporate sludge, too many others share our cast-offs with the rats and the roaches. Even as we proudly disdain the need to read and to write, the ruling 1% finds it easier to pass off even more twisted and unsubstantiated half-truths. Even as world opinion grows ever stronger with regard to our actions, we grow yet more righteous and even less empathetic. Even as we prepare to spend more on the military each and every year, many children supposedly safe at home dose on mercury, lead, and diesel fumes. Even as our leaders preach of security and prosperity, their corporate cronies cut benefits and move both production and design overseas. Even as they urge pay cuts, layoffs, and pension eliminations, executives still get more of everything, come profit or come loss. Even as they embrace you with false smiles and promises of a grand future, their earlier work left you out of their plans and alone on the street. Even as our blessed children loll like fattening swine upon our couches, we continue spending more money that we have not yet even earned. Even as our grasping fingers clutch at last at the marketeer's prize, there remain but few traces of our folly in the ashes underfoot. Even as in May, the young calf happily nudges his mother in the meadow, the feedlots and the slaughterhouses prepare a place for him come the fall. Even as we joyfully celebrate that Friday finally came again, we are already waking to a depressive and smoggy Monday morning. Even as we look forward to the quiet contemplation of a dignified retirement, we actually just grow older without grace or respect and in fear. Even as the day draws to a close and the quiet shadows stir, there is still time for more noise and room to belch even more acrid smoke. Even as the tourist industry produces more fun every year, the things that they pimped become worn out and cannot be recycled. Even as the church bells peal out across quiet township sunsets, some more criminals are callously stealing pensions from trusting widows. Even as we summon up the best from within us for our greatest effort, our sociopathic leaders demand young lives before they can know any better. Even as the quiet waters flow through boreal forests without end, our mere survival smears more brown deserts around the blue-green planet. Even as honest tradesmen strive to do the good things every day on every job, greedy salesmen cackle as they waste their fat commissions on foolish baubles. Even as we calculate the billions of light years known to the universe so far, we do not even nearly comprehend the incredible shortness of our vapid lives.